Curious if The Selfish Gene is a must-read classic or simply overhyped? In this review, we'll explore the book's groundbreaking ideas, its impact on science, and whether its legacy holds up today. Stay tuned as we break it all down with some surprising insights you won't want to miss. Welcome to Buy the Book, where I've sifted through countless pages to craft a unique scoring method that guarantees you'll only dive into the best reads. This channel is still in its early days with only a few subscribers, so let's grow together. Every like and subscribe really makes a difference. Don't waste your time on books with fancy titles but zero substance. If you've ever been burned by overhyped books that left you regretting your reading choices, hit that like button. Let's make sure your next pick is truly worth it. What drives evolution? Is it selflessness, cooperation, or, something far more primal? This book takes a fascinating look at the behavior of living organisms, arguing that much of what we perceive as altruism is actually rooted in self-interest at the genetic level. Through examples like the sacrifices of worker bees or the instincts of mothers protecting their young, the author explains how survival is often dictated by the selfish imperative of genes striving to replicate and endure across generations. The book also introduces the concept of cultural memes, showcasing how ideas, much like genes, evolve and compete in society. These thought-provoking insights challenge us to see ourselves not just as individuals, but as vessels carrying a legacy of genetic persistence. For readers seeking a fresh perspective on evolution and human behavior, this work is both enlightening and provocative, offering a clear framework for understanding life's most fundamental processes. The cover of The Selfish Gene is sleek but not overly dramatic, with a balanced design that feels modern despite the book's original publication in the 1970s. The DNA strand cleverly replacing the I in selfish adds a creative touch, instantly signaling the book's scientific focus. The colorful wave-like pattern at the bottom provides a subtle yet eye-catching contrast to the otherwise minimalist layout. However, while the design is functional and clean, it doesn't quite scream pick-me-up at first glance. Overall, the cover earns a solid score of 7 out of 10. It's decent but not something that turns heads on the shelf. Richard Dawkins, a renowned evolutionary biologist and author, is best known for his groundbreaking contributions to science communication and popularizing evolutionary theory. With The Selfish Gene, he introduced the idea of the gene as the primary unit of selection, a concept that has sparked intense discussion and debate in the scientific community. Dawkins's ability to translate complex biological theories into accessible ideas has solidified his position as a leading figure in science literature. Given his extensive body of influential work and his skill in challenging readers to reconsider evolution, Dawkins earns a well-deserved author score of 9 out of 10. The length of The Selfish Gene earns a score of 7 out of 10, which, reflects a balanced approach to the subject matter. At around 400 pages, the book provides enough depth to explore complex evolutionary concepts like kin selection and cultural memes without feeling overly drawn out. Dawkins takes his time to build his arguments with detailed examples, but for some readers, particularly those without a strong interest in biology, the dense explanations might feel slightly exhausting toward the end. While the length feels appropriate for the ambitious scope of the book, a few sections could have been trimmed for a more streamlined experience. With an addictiveness score of 6 out of 10, The Selfish Gene delivers moments of fascination, but isn't exactly a can't-put-it-down page-turner. While Dawkins's clear explanations and thought-provoking concepts keep you intrigued, the dense scientific details can feel a bit heavy at times, especially for readers not deeply invested in biology. For some, it's a slow burn, offering enough intrigue to keep you going, but not necessarily gripping enough to make you binge read it in one sitting. It's a book you'll likely pick up, reflect on, and revisit, rather than devouring in a single go. Still, its insights make the effort worthwhile. When evaluating the book's influence, there's no denying its profound impact on the scientific community and popular understanding of evolution. With a score of 8 out of 10 for influence, The Selfish Gene remains a cornerstone of evolutionary biology, even though some ideas may feel slightly dated in light of newer research. For instance, its introduction of the selfish gene concept and the exploration of cultural memes have sparked ongoing debates, shaping discussions far beyond the scope of biology. While its relevance has evolved over time, this score highlights its significant contributions to scientific thought and its lasting educational value. Blink and you might miss it. The all-new Kindle. Lighter than a paperback, brighter than ever. Thousands of books, one incredibly light device. Your library, lighter than ever. Click on the link in the description below and get one. After much consideration and effort, I arrived at the final score for The Selfish Gene, using a simple yet fair method averaging all the core elements. This book's strengths lie in its profound influence on evolutionary biology and Richard Dawkins' ability to present intricate ideas in an engaging way. The author's skill and the book's legacy were significant factors in the rating, alongside its balanced length. However, its addictiveness didn't quite match up, with some dense sections slowing the pace for non-specialist readers. When compared to similar titles, its Goodreads score of 8.3 aligns well with its reputation as a scientific classic, though not without its challenges for general audiences. Ultimately, The Selfish Gene earns a final score of 7.4 out of 10, a solid rating for a thought-provoking read, albeit not without its occasional complexities. What's your take? Drop your score in the comments and let's discuss this legendary book. If you're intrigued by the thought-provoking ideas in The Selfish Gene, why not grab your own copy and dive deeper? Use the link in the description to get the book and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and until next time.